Hello everyone and welcome to week 2. This is our week 2 lab where we're going to be going over web media and what it means to optimize an image for a website. So I've got the lab pulled up here. So the first thing that you need to know is that you will have to have an image editor. So that is either Photoshop that comes with Adobe Creative Cloud, GIMP, which is free and works on both Mac and PC. There's a couple of other free ones out there, but GIMP, I know my way around, so that's the one I'm recommending. It's gimp.org, and you can download it there. You just click the download button. I've got it up over here so that we're ready to go with what we need. You will also need Visual Studio Code, and when we get to it, we will need a certain extension installed in there. And that extension lets you preview what you're doing in HTML like it would be in a browser. So give me just a moment. I need to get the name of the preview up. All right. So.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, ignore her. Anyways, here we go. So the first thing you're going to need to do after you've installed all your stuff, you're going to need to download the files right here. Okay? So I'm downloading the files. Waiting. Gonna go ahead and grab that. And so I'm going to extract all. And I'm going to extract it to my folder for the week. So it is now in my week 2 lab folder. And then I'm going to hit extract. It's going to think real hard. Oop. Okay. And then I've got it right here. All right. So we are good to go there. So I'm going to hop back over to my instructions. Okay. First thing we need to do is create a folder in this week's lab and download all the files. We already did that. And then we're going to create a folder named images in your week 2 folder. So since it opened up inside of another folder called project 2, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of drag everything into my week 2 folder so that it's all in my base folder so I don't have to mess around with stuff. Delete. And then I'm going to add a new folder and I'm going to call it images, plural. Okay. And then I am going to make sure all of my images here, which is basically everything but the HTML and the style CSS, I held down Control and then clicked them all, and then I'm just going to drag them into the images folder. You can also cut and then paste, by selecting them and then cut or copy and paste, whatever you need, but you need an images folder and you need your images in it. Okay. All right. So we're good there. So let's move on to step 2. For step 2, we are going to open up the original artwork-original.tif in your image editor. So for this one, I'm going to see if it lets me do it this way. Okay. So there are 2 ways to do it. You can either right click on it, which is what I did, and do open with, and then select your image editor here. The other option is you can go up to it and go to open and then find it there, which is going to be kind of a pain in the butt for me. So let's see here. See, I think. Nope. Yes, I know I don't actually have an H drive. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, because I know the location, copy it from here, paste it from there, hit enter. Okay. You may have to do the same kind of thing. Once it's in there, though, it will show up again. Alright, so I've got the artwork original.tif. I'm going to open it. Alright, so this is where some of the differences are between Photoshop and GIMP. We'll really see it in the next one. In fact, let me see if I still have Photoshop installed on here so that I can walk you through the differences. Photoshop is easier, but GIMP is free. So let's start with this number 2 on GIMP. So we're going to save and export 3 different JPEG versions, okay? So the first one we're going to do is maximum quality. And I am just going to copy this right here. So copy so that I have my file name. So in GIMP, what you do is we're going to go up to File, and we're going to go up to Export As. You can also hit Shift, Control, and E at the same time, but it's File, Export As. And this is where we're going to change it. So we want original, we want to paste our artwork quality, right? And then we're going to JPG. Realistically, you could have copied this whole thing. This boop right there. Same thing. Okay? And then we're going to hit export. And it's going to bring up our export image as JPEG thing over here, which lets us set all of our settings, right? So the first one we want at 100. Okay? So this is full quality, right? Full quality. There we go. And then we're just going to hit export. If you're using Photoshop, you want to do their maximum quality, which is going to be 12, right? So the next one, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to save, or I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to grab my name. I'm going to try to not get that space in there. I'm going to copy it. And then we're going to go to File, Export As. And we're going to do the same thing. Paste, artwork quality 50. We're going to hit export. It's going to bring this up. And we want this one half quality, medium quality. So if you're on Photoshop, that is 6. If you're on GIMP, that is 50. Okay, we don't need to mess with any other options. We're just changing the quality. And then the last one, same thing. I'm going to come over here and copy. So Control C or copy, right click and copy, and then export as and paste. So Control V or paste. And then this one, we want the lowest quality. So on Photoshop, that's going to be a 1. On GIMP, it is going to be a 10. And we're just going to export it. And if we hop over to our images folder, we're going to ignore my other ones over. You can see that we have now an artwork quality 10, 50, and 100. So we know we're okay, right? Cool. Now, it says to open in your editor again. We're not going to worry about it for this one. If you've closed out the one, just reopen it. That's all that means. But we're going to be working with the same image the whole time, all right? So this is the one that has the biggest difference. And I'm still waiting for my Photoshop to load, so we'll see what happens there. But in Photoshop, you go to File, and then Export, and then Save for Web. It has parentheses legacies next to it. It's also Control-Alt-Shift-S. And then we are going to export several different types, right? So we should have, by the end of it, all of these, okay? So this preset is just PNG 128 dithered. That's just letting the computer know basically how to load it. For this image in GIMP, what we are going to do that is different when exporting these color depths is, so in Photoshop, it's like a little drop down where you know, say 256, 128, 64 colors, whatever. In GIMP, it's different. So for this, we're going to go to Image, we're going to go to Mode, and we're going to go to Indexed. All right. So the first one we want to keep at 256. Okay. So we're going to hit Convert. And then we're going to come down and copy our name so that we have, make sure we have the right name. Oh, good. Photoshop just opened. Okay. Cool. So we'll go through all the GIMP ones, and then we will go through the Photoshop one so I can show you, okay? Here we go. Going to go to File, Export As. We're going to paste our name in here. Okay. We're going to hit Export. And then it's going to bring up its PNG one. So for this, we do not have to worry. We can change, like, there is stuff you could change to further optimize this, but I don't want you all to mess with it right now, okay? So we're just going to keep it as it is for the 256 one, and we're going to hit Export, okay? And then we're going to do the same thing. This is one where we are going to have to, so we're going to discard changes, and then we're going to open it again. So I've closed it. I did not hit save, and then I reopened it. And I'm going to go to Image, Mode, Indexed, and then this time we're going to change it to 128, okay? So 128 there. We're going to hit Convert. Okay. We're going to come down and we're going to grab our title and we're going to export it. Okay. Boop. Export. Export. Okay. Let me just see something.
I'm Anna McNaught.
I beg your absolute pardon, Photoshop, with your autoplay. Alright. Cool. So if you don't want to close and reopen, you can just change it to RGB and then change it back. This next one, we're going to do 64 colors. So instead of 128, we're going to do 64. We're going to hit Convert. And you can see just here the like amount of quality going down. So I've hit my export, which is again Control-Shift-E. I am a big fan of hotkeys because they allow you to work so much faster. Okay, and then I have copied and pasted my title for the 64-bit. Okay, we're going to export. Export. And then we're going to do the same thing with the 32-bit. So image, RGB, indexed 32. Oh, I just tried to copy and paste my title in there. Okay. Ooh, I've got a typo. 2 seconds. That would have been bad. Okay. 32. And then export. Control-Shift-E. Now we can cut and paste our title in there. 32 colors. Export. Export. And last but not least, mode index. Put my title down here. And 16. Convert. And export. And export. Okay. Cool. So now we can hop back over to our images folder here. Let me close out some of my folders so I'm not losing my mind. Okay. And now we can see we've got our different ones in here. I'm going to actually change the view. So here are all of our PNGs. Now what I want you to notice about these, this is the original file size. It's 968 kilobytes, right? This is the 256. So it's 156. 128 goes down to 120. 64 goes down to 97. 32 goes down to 75. And 16 goes down to 51. Same thing with our quality here. So the 100% quality was 334. And then it goes down to 15 by the time we get down to it, right? So why this is important is that the smaller the file size, the faster it will load. So you're having to balance load time versus quality, right? All right, so let me get out of all of the BS that Adobe does the first time you open Photoshop in a while. Please go away. No, I don't. I don't care. Thank you. I'm going to show you just the one on here. So for Photoshop, file, open, go to your files on your computer. For me, y'all live on my OneDrive, as all of your stuff should live. Boop, there we go. Images folder, original artwork, open. Okay. You gonna work or you gonna crash? I was thinking real hard. Huh. Alrighty. Well, maybe I'll get to show you this. Hello, computer. Do I have too many things open? Probably. It's fine. Alright, we'll come back. We'll come back. So I'm going to actually just close this out now. Discard changes, right? And then we're going to open a new thing. Let me pop. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Okay. Just had to be patient. Not very patient. You'll have to bear with me, y'all. I just want stuff to work instantly. And it doesn't always do that. Okay, so with Photoshop, we've got our export, save for web here, right? And then it's going to think a whole bunch again, I guess. Okay. So here's our export options in Photoshop. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do for the JPEGs, this is where you change your stuff here. So I have gone to JPEG and then maximum, right? And then you just export it. You hit save and do the same thing. Okay. For PNG, this one is pretty much easier. Okay, so our preset is going to be PNG 8 on 128 dithered. There we go. Okay. And then here, where we change our colors. Okay. So 256, 128, 64, 32, 16, 8. Well, you only need to go down to 60. But it's the same kind of thing. So 256, save. It's going to be dumb and not do it in the same area. Cheesy Pete, y'all. Get back to your folder, your images, and then 256, right? This is where you would copy your title, paste it in here, and then hit save. In this case, since I already have one, it's going to give me this message that, do you really want to replace that? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Save it. Okay? So that's how you do it in Photoshop. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. We are going to open up our logo raster.png. And I'm hopping back over to GIMP here. Okay. Open. Okay. And then we're going to go to image and then scale size. And we want to resize it to this one. So you can keep the lock on, and that's gonna make it good so that you can it'll change both. So we're gonna change it to 350. Right? 350. Whoop whoop whoop. I oops the thing. And then 188, right? We're gonna hit scale. You can already see that it's kind of gross here. Control C, file, export as, Control V, export. Okay, so we're gonna do that with the same thing again with the 525 over 282. So image, canvas, nope, image scale. And then this time it is going to be 525. 525 by 250. There we go. Scale. And then Control Shift E. And then V. 3 times. Export. Export. How do we do that in Photoshop? We are going to go to Open. We are going to go to our logo raster here. Okay. And then we're going to go to Image, and we're going to go to Image Size. Leave everything the same other than pixels. 282. And hit OK. There you go. And then File, Export. For this one, you could do a quick export as PNG. It is going to bring up this. This is where you would paste in your 2 times one and then hit save. And then do it again with the 3 times. So this one again is image size, right? On GIMP, it's image scale. Okay? Okay, so I don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore. We are on to step 5. So we are going to open the chapter 6 project 2-medium.jpg. So, oh, gotta hit the discard. There you go. Medium.jpg. And we are going to open with GIMP. There we go. Okay. And we are going to do the same thing, right? But we are doing it as a JPEG this time. So what's the difference between JPEG and PNG? Well, the lecture will tell you that. 200. Okay. Export small.jpg. Again, just copying and pasting. And I wanted it 200 by 255. Export. For quality here, just leave it. It's fine. Leave it at 91 or whatever it defaults to. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and copy. There we go. And then canvas size. And then this time we're going to change it to 1000. Of course. 1000, 12, 75. Okay. That is why the little thing here is important. So resize. Oh, I've messed things up. Okay. I'm gonna Control Z. Going to go to image, scale image. There we go. I was in the wrong thing. Okay. So image, scale image, right? Okay. So 1000. And then we're gonna export as, and big from small. Export. Okay, we're leaving the quality the same. And now I'm actually going to close out my GIMP here, right? It can go bye-bye. Discard. There we go. I will show you how to do the same kind of thing on Photoshop. So let's open, and we're going to go, what was it called again? Medium. Go. So on this one, it's actually like super easier. I'm going to go ahead and hit my Control Shift Alt S, right? Which is a lot of buttons, right? But it's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and just do JPEG high. And then instead of like resizing the image and then saving it, what I'm going to just do is change it right here. So 200. Okay. So I have done my save for web, file, export, save for web, or Control Alt Shift S. I have changed it to JPEG high, and I am changing the image size down here. And I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to resave it as small.jpg. Save. And if you accidentally save over any of your original files, just re-export it from the zip that's you downloaded. And then I can do the same thing here. So Control Shift S and 1000. Not 1 million. Good. 10,000. Brain. Dumb. Okay. And it's okay that it says 1273 instead of 1275. It's fine. And I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to change it as big from small. Don't ask me why there's a 2 pixel difference between the two editors. I have no idea. Save. Yes, I want to replace it. Okay. So I'm showing you both ways. You only have to do it in one editor. Don't sit there and do it in Photoshop and then do it in GIMP. Just one or the other, okay? All right, so the next thing I need to do is I need to open up my Chapter 6 Project 2.html. And that does not live in my images folder, right? That lives right here. So I'm going to open with VS Code. Ta-da. And I've already got the folder open here. First thing we need to do is get that extension. So 2 seconds, probably more, while I grab it. They've changed everything. Yeah, butts. Alright, that's fine. We'll find it this way. So this is our extensions here. And this is the one we want right here. Okay, so it's called Live Preview. The author down here is Microsoft. So if the author down here is something different, do not. If it doesn't show up over here, because I've already installed it, right? So I'll install it really quick. So what you would do is you would type in Live Preview. This one right here. You would click on it and then click Install. It'll installing. There you go. Okay. So here is what we need to do. Is that we need to open up our thing right here, our File Explorer, so that we can get our image sizes. And then we are also going to need our image titles, right? So we are going to go through and we are going to check here. So we've got our first one is JPEG quality, right? So this is our artwork quality 100. And I'm betting if I just sort it, it's close enough. Okay. So artwork quality 100 JPEG here. So it is not 125 kilobytes here. So I want you to change it to 334, right? 334 KB. And then we're going to just go down and do the same thing. So 50. Let me go ahead and see if I can scooch both. Okay, so 50 instead of 50 kilobytes was 33. That is this one right here. And then 10 is 15. And these might be slightly different on yours. And if they are, that is okay. All right. Okay, so now we're going to our PNGs down here, our colors. So our 256 is 154. Our, just for aesthetics, let's put in some space. Okay. 42 should actually be 120. 64 should be 97. 32 should be 75. 16 is going to be 51, or whatever yours is. Don't just copy mine, okay? All right, so raster resizing right here. Those are going to be these. And on this one, the file size is going to change. So our original logo raster is still 4 kilobytes, so we don't need to change that one. The times 2 is 24, and then the times 3 is 45. Okay. And then the last one, I did not have us do the SVG resizing. Which is fine. Just leave that one as is. SVG resizing requires a vector program, so you would either need Illustrator or I think you can use GIMP for it. But like we're just gonna leave that. Okay? Cool. Cool. Okay. Cool. Now, the next thing we're going to do is be able to view it in browser. So I'm going to go ahead and just big this. I'm going to save. So Control S or File, Save. Close out my extensions here. And then the way that it works to preview this is I want you to hit the greater than symbol. So the big. And then live preview, show preview, internal browser. Right. Oh, you know what? I'm sure that some of you have already caught this. You know how I told you to put everything in an images folder? Yeah, these don't have that, right? So we're going to do images, dash. There we go. And you know what? I'm just going to copy and paste this down. So images. I don't cancel. Stop. There you go. There we go. And you can see them on my preview here start to fill in, right? So if your images aren't showing up, make sure you have your images folder in there. Okay. And then for these, you can just do the same thing. There we go. Right? So this resizing is done in the browser. That's why the file sizes are all the same, but the sizes are different because it's doing the CSS. Okay, so the point of this is to see how resizing affects both load time and quality. Make sure you save one last time. So file, save. And then what I need you to do is I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'm going to go over to here to my folder, to my week 2 Baker folder here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to 7-zip and add to archive. Or if you do not have 7-zip installed, it should come with Windows 11. The other way is to right click and go to send to compressed folder. And then that's just going to zip it. And then you're going to turn that zip in. See, this one works now too, right? Okay. So that's where you will go down here and turn it in. I don't have the turn it in because I'm not a student. Make sure you check your rubric to make sure that your file, your image tags are correct. The images are actually there, so you created them. And that the file size matches what is showing in those figure captions, these down here, because I will be checking. Okay. All right. There we go. Cool. So that is it for this week's lesson. I will see y'all next week. Bye.